Joe Vignano, this Ravens offense looking to keep proving themselves. 3rd down and 8 from the Washington 10-yard line. Bell tie snap. Vignano with a pocket throws. A rifle over the middle. It's caught by Wester. Touchdown, Ravens.
That's a really good read by Wester. Wester sees the backer dropping. Instead of going around him, he went in front of him. And when you go in front of him in the goal line, it's an easy throw and catch from the quarterback to the receiver. Good read by Joe and great catch by Wester.
Vignano knew he only had a slight window in between a couple of Commanders defenders sitting in the middle of that Russell Street end zone, and he threw an absolute bullet on the money. Wester, that ball nearly caught Wester. He turned around just in the nick of time to reel it in as Tyler Luke tacks on the PAT. It's 24-0 Ravens.
Yeah, really good read by Joe. You see in Wester, linebacker letting cross his face, and that's one thing. That's like a golden rule in football. You don't let the receiver cross your face. Let him cross his face, and there's nobody in the middle of the field except Wester, and a touchdown.
It's to state their case as the Baltimore Ravens set to take on the Washington Commanders. Alongside the Hall of Famer Rod Woodson with Evan Washburn down on the sideline, I'm Kyle Yeomans. This is a crucial week in the NFL as coaches across the 32 teams have one
window. You don't want to throw it too far in front of them because you know another defender's there because they're in the zone. So setting it down, slowing it down in that window in the middle of the field was the easier throw and catch.
9 plays for the Ravens, 91 yards. Took just 4 minutes and 42 seconds. Capped off on a 3rd down and 8 rifle to LeJontay Wester from 10 yards out to make it 24-0 Ravens. 3:46 left in the second quarter. Dan Quinn and the defense have had no answer for Vignano. 11 of 14 passing, 99 yards, and now he has a passing score and a rushing score on the QB sneak earlier in the half. Tyler Luke puts this to the far side, right on the goal line. A fantastic kick from Luke. That ball was knocked free again, and the Ravens maybe hop on top of it. And no, the Washington Commanders got it back. Craig Reynolds was on the return. That ball was jarred loose immediately. Let's take a look at it as the Commanders avoid another turnover. That was Ladarius Webb Jr. for Baltimore. That's what you want to see, and the legacy in Baltimore makes a play. Quick completion out to the left on 1st and 10 for the Commanders from their own 30-yard line. Kaliakmanis so far 4 for 8 passing now, 41 yards on the day.
Yeah, the Ravens defense has not made it easy on him. Putting a lot of pressure on him. They're swarming to the ball. They've done a great job throughout this first half.
3 minutes and 10 seconds left here in the second. Clock continues to run. 2nd down and 9. They gave him 1 yard there. McCaffrey in motion. Play action. Now Kaliakmanis steps up, throws, and he got hit as he was trying to throw on the run. Tripped up in front of the offensive line, and that ball went straight into the turf.
Yeah, I mean, Rutgers came off that right side, and he came off fast, and that made the quarterback feel the pressure, stepped up to the plate, try to get the ball to the running back, but he just threw it too hot.
Another 3rd down for Washington. 0 for 3 to this point in 3rd down scenarios. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, including the tight end, who now goes from left to right in motion. Kaliakmanis steps up, throws right side. It's complete to the tight end, but Chandler Rivers barreling down makes the play, and it's only a pickup of 2. And here comes the punt team again for the Commanders. Now 0 for 4 on 3rd down tries.
Yeah, I just really love how fast the defense is playing when the ball goes out, because when everybody's running to the ball, that's not talent, that's effort. And that's something that Jesse's preached to these guys. 11 hats to the ball every single play, and you can be a great defense.
Surratt back again after the completion, picked up only a pair. high spiraling kick, and another fair catch signaled in traffic for Surratt. Not a very long kick, as Washington will down it at the Ravens 26-yard line. Jesse Minter's defense has been performing to this point, and the quarterbacks on the offensive side have been performing as well. Look at these numbers from Joe Fignano on the right, Tyler Huntley on the left, who had just one drive to put together those numbers and a perfect quarterback passer rating there at that 158.3.
Yeah, I mean, Huntley 4 for 4. Joe has played to make his throws.
Back to throw here, dumps it off underneath to Rasheen Ali, who does have enough for the first down. Past the 36-yard line before Chris Barnes worked down low for the tackle. They are hurrying up back to the line of scrimmage. 1:45 and counting. Chest high snap. Fignano with time, right side, complete. No, Ali bobbled and dropped it. He had some running room down that right sideline as well.
Yeah, he's just trying to take off with the ball before he secured it. And that's just the ABCs of catching the football. And that's something that Jesse's harped on. He's harped on the little things that we do daily. That's what makes you great.
Second down and 10. Clock does stop at 1:35 remaining with the incompletion. Stacked receivers to the left. Ty Pezza is the tight end, and he goes from right to left at the line of scrimmage. Quick out to Pezza, complete at the 40. He turns up, tries to get out of bounds, and he does in order to stop the clock at 1:29. Pickup of 7.
Yeah, great job at Pezza, just seeing that he was close to the line of scrimmage, or excuse me, to the sideline. Catch the ball, gets vertical, and gets out of bounds.
Now the entire playbook open on 3rd down and 3. Fignano looks to that left wrist in the call sheet inside the huddle. Ravens with 15 first downs here in the first half compared to Washington's 1. Looking for number 16 here. Out of the shotgun, Fignano steps back, pressured off the left side, and it's a little low and behind Tez Walker. Harlan Vigors was in coverage, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, they had a little pressure coming off the offensive line left side. That made Joe flush to the right, and then the ball, really good man-to-man coverage on the back end by the Commanders secondary. A really tight window.
Tyler Loop, or excuse me, not Tyler Loop. Ryan Eckley, who was the star last week, had a couple of booming punts in Minnesota with his first punt of the day. It comes with 1:29 left here in the second, 1:26 left in the second. This one not off the foot the same way, but it's inside the 20. That's what you want to see from your rookie. Inside the 15-yard line, and it's down at the 14. As the defense continues to impress. There's Anthony Weaver, the defensive coordinator, and Rod, these are the numbers you want to see so far.
Those are crazy numbers. I mean, this is the National Football League. I don't care if it's preseason or not. But those are crazy numbers. 6 yards rushing in the National Football League.
Through 2 quarters of action, this is a Commanders team that has invested heavily in the running back and offensive line spots, a little banged up at both positions as well. Of course, 2 years removed from an NFC Championship game appearance. There's a screen to the tight end to the right side, and that goes nowhere either. Look at the way that the Ravens are flying to the football. Robert Longerbeam, Kayvon Wallace, and others in on the stop. 1:01 left in the second, and it looks like a timeout called by Washington. Or excuse me, a whistle. It may be a flag.
I think the Ravens call timeout.
There's an explanation there from Ronald Tober, but never made it to the in-house speakers here.
I mean, Longerbeam made a really good play in space.
Please set the game clock for 1 minute 8 seconds, please. 1:08. Clock will start on the snap.
1:08. They'll put a couple seconds left up, and it is a timeout by the Ravens. Just try and get the ball back. Try and get the defense working a little bit.
No, you know, just situational football. Have an opportunity to get a timeout so the defense can get more snaps.
Kaliakmanis. Time to throw here, but it's off the hands of McCaffrey and incomplete. Chandler Rivers was in coverage right on his hip pocket. Not sure if Rivers made contact with the football, but still a tight window to throw that football.
But a really good timeout, because now it's 3rd and long, right? If they don't convert this 3rd down, the offense gets the ball back again. You're in the situational football again for a 2-minute drive for Joe.
And you still have 1 timeout remaining with the clock stopped on the incompletion. You may be able to save that timeout with another incompletion here. And you get the football back around 50 seconds left. Let's see, they will throw it. Kaliakmanis steps up, throws behind his receiver, incomplete pass. And just like you said, Rod, 59 seconds left. They'll save a timeout and they'll get the football back prior to halftime.
You know, and the one thing that Jesse talked about this past week was like, the more situational football that we can have, the better it's going to be for us, for the coaching staff and everybody on the active roster, because we can teach from that.
Washington will be held to 51 total yards in the first half and 0 for 5 on 3rd downs. Spiraling kick to Surratt. He does wave for the fair catch. Man gets loose on the near side, and with 53 seconds left, where do you go on your call sheet here, Rod? What's your first order of business?
Oh, my first play would be a dagger to the left side. Dagger is a seam by the number 2 receiver, outside receiver running a deep in cut. The easiest throw for the quarterback. You got to think they're going to be in some type of man or a soft zone.
That's just to get things rolling, not to pick up a ton of yards.
Well, it depends.
But what's the point of it? What are you trying to do there?
It depends if he can break a tackle, he could have a big play. Once you make a completion in space versus the defense, anything can happen.
3 receivers, 1 tight end in the formation. Pignano steps back, lofts it up right side, deep downfield, looking for Tez Walker, and it's just out of reach and incomplete. Pignano with some smile after the incompletion.
Yeah, solid coverage by the Commanders secondary. Did a really good job.
He knew he just missed it.
Yeah. Davis, the second, he did a good job. He stayed on top. And what we always say in the secondary, no seams, no post, no goes. Don't give up any deep balls and keep everything in front of you. If you can do that, you can play well in the defense.
That worked out for you pretty well for the entirety of your career.
Not bad.
2nd down and 10. Pignano will try it again. This time he dumps it off over the middle with Randall. Randall running room past the 50-yard line. Tripped up from behind, but he does reset the first down markers and gets into Washington territory.
Are they going to clock it or are they going to call a play?
Get quickly to the line of scrimmage.
They're calling a play.
They are going to call a play. 1st down and 10. 24 seconds left. Pignano left. Throws complete to Ty Pezza. He'll get out of bounds at the 40. Pickup of 8. Now you're closing in on field goal range, or right there at it. Remember, Tyler Luke did miss a 59-yarder earlier in the half. But he had the leg. He just missed it to the left.
The one thing I like of Joe Pignano, he doesn't panic. He's like in the pocket. He poised. It start collapsing, but he doesn't. You don't see happy feet with him. He stays poised and he delivers the football down the field.
Currently 16 for 22 passing, 138 yards, a passing touchdown and a rushing touchdown. 2nd down and 2. Pignano wants it over the middle, complete to Tez Walker, turns up on the right hash mark, has it to the 32-yard line, and the Ravens will call their final timeout. So this will be much closer to what we saw earlier in the game, and then also what we saw in pregame. Look at this from the opposite side of the 45-yard line, and that one had a little extra distance on it as well. Now, not in that type of situation, but he's got a leg.
He has the leg strength to make all kicks when he goes out there. It's on the right hash. When he missed the kick the last time, it was on the right hash. So it'd be interesting to see, can he shake it off and get this one through the uprights?
This one would have him right at a 50-yard field goal.
Well, they got Joe out there still, so I'm curious of like, is going to be try to a quick out route, something to get an extra 5 yards or so. And
with 12 seconds left, you can take a shot at the end zone if you really wanted to.
Yeah, you got to make sure that Joe understands he can't take a sack.
Out of timeouts, 1st and 10. Fignano will take a shot deep to the left side. It's Guillory, and just out of reach. 7 seconds left, and it looks like that'll be it for the offense in the first half. Tyler Luke to try and make this a 27-0 lead. Remember, the Ravens won this preseason matchup last year in the Commanders' home stadium, and they won it by 27. It would go up 27 in the first from 51 yards out. Same spot, opposite hash mark that he drilled it earlier in the second quarter. Eckley to hold. This one is up and to the left. Off the right hash mark, he misses it with 2 seconds left. And it remains 24-0 here in the first half.
Yeah, this unfortunate. I mean, both kicks that he's missed has been from the right hash. And
Robert Henry, a big play threat out of UTSA, will bring us to halftime. 24-0, Ravens on top. Plenty to talk about in the first half, but lots to be happy about as well.
A lot of great things to build on offense, defense, special teams. Defense played tremendous. Joe Fignano has played tremendous. A lot of good things is happening in the preseason, and a lot of things to build on to going up to that Indianapolis Colts.
24-0. Sixton as the number 3 quarterback. His first play from scrimmage is a handoff to Robert Henry Jr. and a penalty marker down. Hartman listed behind Jaden Daniels, who did play last week.
Holding defense, number 65. 5 yards added to the end of the run, first down.
And then also behind Marcus Mariota, who has been dealing with an MCL sprain. Might be out for some significant time after playing in that first preseason game against the Dolphins.
Yeah, you don't get holding on defensive linemen too often, but when you're trying to run a game sometimes, they do get their hands out there and they can get called for it.
5th penalty of the day for the Ravens. Back to the ground with Henry, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Robert Henry Jr. had some incredible plays during his time at UTSA. 6 plays of 70-plus yards or more on the ground in 2025. Big play threat at the tailback position.
Well, he definitely has the top-end speed to make some plays. And his Raven defense is swarming not to give him that opportunity tonight.
So far, the Ravens have allowed just 20 yards on the ground. Chest high snap for Hartman. He'll step up. He will not get away. There's a penalty marker back. It was David Olajiga and Ethan Burke in there for the stop.
Do you take the penalty? Should it be 3rd down and 12?
Holding on the offense, number 79. That penalty is declined. 3rd down.
Short of the marker.
I mean, a great break.
Hartman out of the shotgun. Offense stays on the field for Washington. Hartman pressured right side. Got it away, and it's dropped. Incomplete pass brings up a turnover on downs. Good coverage again from Ladarius Webb Jr.
Yeah, Webb did a great job of poking that ball out at the last second. Outstanding play by Webb poking that ball out.
Center. And movement again. Ravens will go backwards.
Yeah, I'm scratching with my fingernail.
I know, I'm not.
Number 61.
I shouldn't have bit my nails today.
Replay first down.
I'm still, it's taken me a little bit of time. I promise I'll get to this at some point. I may have Dan Lundeen, our spotter, do the rest of this. We got to call a game here. It's such a good looking scratch off ticket too. Can't wait to win momentarily. Joe Fignano has been doing all sorts of good things this preseason, including winding up, throwing, and finding an open receiver downfield. Xavier Guillory for first down yardage on 1st and 15.
Good throw and catch, a deep sit route right in the middle of the field, and as soon as Guillory put his foot in the ground, the ball was gone.
Pulling on the field is an incomplete pass.
Oh,
Second
they
down.
overturned it. Looked like a good throw. Guillory had to work back to the football. Let's take a look at it here. Did this hit the ground? Play action. Fignano with time over the middle. It's caught by Ty Pezza at midfield. He gets hit hard but stays on his feet. And a late flag flies in. Looked like some pushing and shoving after the whistle.
After the play, personal foul, number 38 of the defense. A 15-yard penalty would be added to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Fred Davis is going crazy right now.
Yeah, it's Fred Davis, rookie out of Northwestern. Look at 38, top of your screen here. Walks off the screen.
I didn't see it.
I didn't see much on that one. Must have happened a little bit after that. Under center now with a fresh set of downs for Fignano at the 35-yard line. Handoff left side. Oh, flipping over the top goes Jonathan Ward.
He hit the hole fast.
Ward had first down yardage almost immediately and tried to elevate for more.
Oh, he looked like he came off a springboard. Did a flip.
Allowed Quantrez Knight Sr. to make contact to the shins. And the whistles blow. Possibly reevaluating the spot.
The ball was short of the line of the game. It'd be second down.
Yeah, they do bring it back about another 3 or 4 feet from the initial spot, just beyond a yard. And so Ward, in his second game as a Raven, remember he was signed midway through last week going into the Minnesota game, and he was actually the leading ball carrier for the Ravens. Had 10 carries for 35 yards. But that was his longest run as a Raven for 9.
The offense and the defense are both moving in the right direction as these preseason games go on, and it's going to be fun to watch as the season starts.
Now Ravens offensively closing in on 300. Able to clean his plate in a little bit more into the Washington red zone, down to the 15-yard line. Of course, the Ravens relying on the ground game right now, but it's been a great preseason throughout for Joe Fignano. Week 1 against the Eagles, had the 6 incompletions, 224 yards to lead the NFL, and then he comes into the night leading the NFL in passing yards this preseason.
Joe Cool.
Gonna come up with some good nicknames for Joe Fignano. Back to Jonathan Ward. Positive yardage up to the Commanders' 12-yard line. 11 minutes left in the third. 24-0 Baltimore. What has turned into a beautiful night on the Inner Harbor.
It's a gorgeous night here in Baltimore.
Just a preview of what is to come this fall. 30. Fignano turns. It's Ward into the end zone, untouched for 6. Touchdown, Ravens.
Ward looks like he has a little juice.
Maybe he's comfortable. He's been with the team now for 2 weeks. Looks comfortable on that drive. In fact, Ward had 24 yards rushing on that drive. Remember, he had just 35 in all of last week's game, but he and the ground game strike for the opening score of the third quarter. Tyler Luke for the PAT. This one is up and true. One more look at the touchdown run as we go to break, Rod. 31-0 Ravens on top.
Yeah, great run again by Ward, just going to the right side. Offensive line is doing their job. It's end zone touchdown. Here, Kutztown. Wow.
What was that?
I said it was his university. Where he's from.
There you go. 9 minutes and counting here in the third. Still a long way to go and a lot left to prove for a lot of these bubble roster possibilities. Even though the Ravens lead it by 31 at home. Hartman does give again to Reynolds. Reynolds with running room right side, and he works over the top of Silas Walters. First down, but a flag flies in late.
I think that's going to be coming back, holding on the offense.
As we wait on the indication.
Holding on the offense, number 46. 10-yard penalty from the spot on the foul. Replay second down.
It's former Georgia tight end Trey McKitty. McKitty, a late signing in the preseason for the Commanders. Signed back on August 18th, 10 days ago. That wipes off one of the longest runs of the day for the Commanders offense. Brings up 2nd and 14. Two receivers to the left. They motion one tight end from left to right. Hartman looks that direction. Complete underneath. And positive yardage for Sam Hartman. He likes it as he works back to the line of scrimmage.
I mean, as a defensive player, I love to see the pre-snap movement of the defense where they're showing one thing. That's something that Anthony Weaver and Jesse, they talked about consistently. That pre-snap look kind of confused that offense before the ball snapped.
Four-man front showing here. 3rd down and 8. Hartman tosses. Deep ball right side, just out of reach. Not a bad throw by Hartman, but just beyond. Good coverage from Marquise Robinson. The Arkansas native makes the play and brings up 4th down.
Yeah, he did a great job of contesting the ball all the way down to the ground.
He was a practice squad player last year for this Ravens squad out of Arkansas. Started his collegiate career at Southwest Mississippi College in South Alabama before ending with the Razorbacks. Washington now 0 for 7 on 3rd down. Surratt tries to vacate the premises as this punt from Tress Way goes all the way inside the 20. A booming kick on the special team side, but Jesse Minter's Ravens back on offense, up by 31 on the Ravens Game Day Network. Over the Philadelphia Eagles, his first chance at action today, Rod.
It's going to be fun for him. You know, the first time out, he ran one in using his feet. Him coming out here having an opportunity to put some film on for the other 31 teams would be good.
Late signee for the Ravens, August 12th, out of the UFL Dallas Renegades. Quarterback this past year. Also new father of twin girls. It's Jonathan Ward on the carry, picks up about 3 on 1st down. And as Reed continues to drive, let's go down to Evan Washburn, who's with a special guest.
Yeah, here with Marlon Humphrey. So we haven't seen you out on a game field, but the group that's been out there, only 1 touchdown in these preseason games defensively. What impresses you most about what this group is building? I know you guys are putting in work in practice.
Yeah, I think the energy we were playing with and just the communication. I think the biggest difference between like last year is just we're having so much fun, and there's just some really good communication that's making everything flow really smoothly.
Communication, obviously.
Undrafted money, not guaranteed. there's such an urgency to get it done this year, and I think we're kind of putting all our eggs in the basket and ready to see something special.
Appreciate your time. Good luck this year, Marlon.
Sir, thank you.
Appreciate Marlon Humphrey stepping in and chatting with Evan Washburn. And for our radio listeners, this will be the easiest recap following an interview I'll ever have to give you. Only one play happened, and it was a near interception, actually called an interception on the field. And after further review, following Ty Pezza diving for a football, the ball worked up in the air to Joshua Bledsoe, who reeled it in. But upon further review, the ball hit the ground. So you only missed one play. Here's one more look at it. This would have been a wild interception for Bledsoe, but it remains Ravens football.
Yeah, it was close, but the ball did touch the ground to pop back up into the hands of Bledsoe.
Throw just beyond the reach of Pezza, who was open over the middle of the field, and that sets up 3rd down and 7. From the Ravens 25-yard line. Dayton Wade in the formation with Octavian Smith Jr.
Please reset the game clock to 7 minutes and 7 seconds. 7:07 on the game clock.
Ty Pezza, Cornelius Johnson also in the formation with Austin Reed at quarterback.
Thank you.
And Jonathan Ward is the tailback. Jesse Minter and Dan Quinn looking on. 7:07 left here in the 3rd. 31-0 Ravens on top. Pezza motions to the right. Out of the shotgun. Reed rifles over the middle. That one is intercepted. No review needed this time around. Right into the hands of the Washington safety, Quindrell Johnson. Reed throws the interception. Good return up the right sideline by Johnson to the 25-yard line. Here's another look at it.
I mean, good interception by Johnson. Yeah, that Smith didn't even turn around for the ball. He didn't even look. Now you got to have the defense come out there and play the way they've been playing throughout this whole game so far.
Johnson, the former Memphis Tiger, intercepts Reed. And now Washington inside the Ravens 24-yard line. This is the deepest the Commanders have been in Ravens territory all night. And it comes off of the defense's first takeaway of the evening. 6:57 left in the 3rd. 1st and 10 Washington. Sam Hartman back at quarterback. He'll run away as he's pressured immediately off the line of scrimmage. Throws it right side. Rayshon Benny was barreling down. That's 6'3", 300 pounds staring you in the face. And Sam Hartman had no choice but to get rid of it.
Benny was moving. He was trying to get to that quarterback.
Ethan Burke there also to bat that football down. That's a pass breakup for Burke. It's the undrafted man out of Texas continues to pad the stats. Had a forced fumble in the 1st quarter. 6:50 left now in the 3rd. Hartman, the time to throw this time over the middle. It's caught and immediately tackled. Dominic DeLuca working downhill with the stop after the completion and a pickup of about 4.
DeLuca's a really good tackle in space. Not allowing any extra yardage. That's one thing that Jesse's harped on to his defense. Rallying to the ball and be really good tacklers in space. If you do that, you can be a good defense.
And mark it as a gain of 3 to Jones on the reception, and now it's Hartman on 3rd and 7. Washington 0 for 7 on 3rd down today. Hartman pressured, rolls out to his right, throws it, locked it back in zone, and it's incomplete. Marquise Robinson underneath the Washington receiver. 4th down incoming for the Commanders. It was Nick Nash, the intended target.
Yeah, they got pressure inside on Hartman, made Hartman flush out to the right side. And once you flush out, you're only going to use half that field. And Robinson did a really good job of staying in front of the receiver, making the ball go high.
Now Drew Stevens, who missed from 62 yards earlier in the game with a chance to break the shutout. This one from 39 yards out, nearly a PAT, and it's right down the middle. Washington on the board, but it's still Ravens in control. Just DJ Johnson was there immediately on the grab, but Surratt still pushes the pile.
Yes, Surratt, 15 touchdowns last year for the Indiana Hoosiers winning a national championship.
You want to see a little bit of that red zone possibility here?
You definitely do. You want to give him opportunity because he's starting to play in the slot. When in college, he played on the short side of the field receiver.
Here's Reed on 3rd and goal. With time, scanning, looking, right side, and incomplete. It was Xavier Guillory, the intended target, just out of his reach, and here comes Tyler Luke for a field goal.
At that time, the Commanders defense covered everybody up. Reed couldn't find any of the open receivers, and throwing it high and away is the smartest thing to do.
So Tyler Loop, who's 1 for 3 on the day, did knock one through from 51 yards out. Will have a short field goal. This one from 24 yards out, and it's right down the middle. Tyler Loop extends the lead back to 31 for the Ravens. 3:20 left in the third. It's now 34-3 Baltimore. The offensive side.
Yeah, this is a tough decision for the coaches.
Speaking of the defense, let's take another look at these numbers. Just continued dominance. But what are you looking for in your final quarter of preseason play if you're Washington? As Reynolds goes right side, this could help as he bounces off of a defender past the 45-yard line and into Ravens territory.
Yeah, I mean, the same thing that the Ravens coaches are looking for, the Commanders coaches are looking for. Like, what players can step up to the moment and take advantage of the opportunities given to them by being on the field. And that's, you got to make plays in that situation. You got to trust your defense, trust your offense, and at the end of all, you got to find out the guys who can show up day in and day out and do the little things the right way.
First down back to Reynolds. Penetration this time and a little extra shove. Looks like a holding call possibly as Ethan Burke was in the backfield. Redirected Reynolds, but he caught an arm on his way to the ground. There's the indication as a hold, and it looks like Washington will back things up.
There were 2 fouls on the field, both on the offense. Holding, number 77, that penalty is declined. Holding, number 46, that penalty being enforced from the previous spot, replay first down.
Good job by Ethan Burke to set the edge and was reaching out to make a play on Craig Reynolds and drew a holding call.
Yeah, I mean, that's Dan Quinn going into the first week of the regular season. He has a lot of things to talk about with his coaching staff and who's going to be on the final roster for the Commanders.
This is a team that is dealing with an early bout with the injury bug. Delayed handoff to Robert Henry. Off the edge quickly came on Rucker. Rucker was shot out of a cannon off that right side, and he's there for the tackle for loss.
Now, Rucker did a great job. I mean, he speed rushed. It was a draw. He catches he catches Henry on the other side of the quarterback for no gain.
He's made a couple plays throughout the preseason, been very active in some late game scenarios. Rucker out of North Carolina, former Tar Heel. Now he's going to pressure again. Hartman swallowed up, back-to-back plays. Came on Rucker, making a late case himself.
Rucker does a great job again. That time he speed rushed to bull rush, so his speed to power is taking his offensive lineman to the quarterback and getting Hartman on the ground. Oh,
I want to see versatility. Trey Hendrickson
he is
loves
like,
it.
Trey is loving it. Rucker's loving it.
Rucker, who spent 2025 on the practice squad, did not make his regular season debut. Bring him again on the rush, this time on 3rd down and 27. It's complete to the right side. Reynolds escorted out at the 45. Mike Green, Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah, Trey's loving it. They're waiting for Rucks to come off to the sideline so they can give him some love.
They're waiting on him.